Hi, I'm Bob.Woolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. On today's episode, we're going to talk about home buyer's remorse. We're going to look at 5 things other buyers overlooked when they bought a home that caused them to be really unhappy with their purchase. When we come back in 8 seconds, I'll tell you what those 5 things are so you can avoid those same pitfalls. So you went house hunting, you found your dream home, then you moved in, only to find that you overlooked something major, bringing on a serious case of buyer's remorse. It happened to many people during the real estate buying frenzy in the Seattle area the last few years. There were so many competing offers, you had to act quickly if you were to have any chance of getting the home you wanted. And there just wasn't enough time to find out everything you wanted to or needed to know. So many people took a gamble just because they were so desperate to get a house, any house. And as a result, there was some buyer's remorse. Well, now the market has returned to more of a normal market and you'll have more time to do your due diligence. So if you want to avoid becoming one of these disillusioned buyers, make sure to check out these 5 often ignored yet critical features in a home and the surrounding neighborhood. Now, of these 5 things we're going to talk about next, they may not necessarily be deal breakers for you, but you'll certainly want to be aware of them so they don't catch you off guard. Tip number 1, the neighborhood at night. During the daytime, while everyone's at work, the neighborhood will seem very appealing. But what happens at night? Especially if you find the neighborhood's packed with college students. There might be 6 or 8 living in a single house, and then their cars are parked all over the street. And then on weekends, they might have parties bringing in even more college students and even more cars taking up all the available parking. Or you find there's a nearby dog that barks all night long, or the neighborhood just doesn't seem as safe at night as it does during the day. It's better to know about these things sooner rather than later. Now, in your Northwest Multiple Listing Form 35, Section 2, it provides for a neighborhood review contingency. During the buying frenzy, many buyers would waive this contingency to make their offer more attractive to the seller. However, now that the market is more normal, there's no need to waive this contingency, and you can take some time to make sure the neighborhood is consistent with your intended use of the property, i.e. that it truly is the neighborhood that you think it is. Tip number 2, the daily commute. You never know where gridlock or other traffic problems might arise unless you road test your commute. You should get behind the wheel of your car and drive your morning and evening routes just to verify that you can get to work when you think you can, and that you won't spend the majority of your life sitting in a car in gridlocked traffic. However, along with that, your agent can help you narrow your home search to areas that fit your commuting needs, because within the MLS, there's a feature based on INRIX driving data that allows your agent to identify average commute times based on where you commute and what time of day you commute. For example, let's say that you work at Evergreen Hospital in Kirkland. So we can go into the MLS and enter that address. And then let's say you need to commute there and that you need to arrive to work by 8 o'clock in the morning. So you're going to drive to there, arrive by 8 o'clock in the morning, and you don't want your commute to be any longer than 30 minutes. So what you see here is based on the INRIX driving data is the area that you should focus your search based on the INRIX data and the average driving times. So we should focus our home search on this particular area. Now, let's try another example. Let's say you work at Evergreen Hospital, but you work the swing shift. So we'll put in the address for the hospital that we're driving to there. But now, because we work the swing shift, we're going to arrive at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, as soon as I find it. There it is. And we want our commute to be 30 minutes or less. And we add that now. Now, because of the different time of day, you'll see we're going to have a much larger area for our home search. Because instead of arriving at 8 a.m., we're now going to be arriving at 2 in the afternoon. As soon as this stops grinding, there you go. See, we have a much larger area to focus our home search on. So using this feature in the MLS, your agent can help you find homes that fit your commuting desires. Tip number 3, the CC&Rs. If the home you're interested in is located in a community with a homeowners association, you will receive a copy of its bylaws, otherwise known as the Conditions, Covenants, and Restrictions, the CC&Rs. These CC&Rs regulate what homeowners can and cannot do on their property. Now, the CC&Rs might please some owners and displease others. For example, CC&Rs that don't allow a motorhome on the premises might delight you if you consider them to be an eyesore, or bum you out if you're a weekend vagabond who doesn't want to pay a monthly fee to store your coach elsewhere. The bottom line is it's important to carefully review the CC&Rs. Tip number 4, kitchen, cabinet, door, and drawer count. It's easy to fall in love with a kitchen that's new or newly remodeled, that has new appliances and stone countertops, and because of this new romance, it can be easy to lose track of how much cabinet space the home really has. So, when shopping for a new home, take the time to count the number of cabinet doors and drawers you have in your current kitchen and compare that count with any new home you're interested in. If there's a large disparity, you can determine ahead of time if it's a workable disparity or if it's a deal breaker. You don't want to be unpacking all your kitchen utensils and then find out there's not near enough cabinet space in your new kitchen. Tip number 5, whether there's room to grow. To really make money off your home, conventional wisdom says you need to stay put for several years. That's why you should think long and hard about what you might need in the near future. Is it possible that you or your spouse, if you have one, will start working from home? Quiet space that can serve as a home office might be important in the near future. If you're thinking of starting a family, consider where the baby will sleep. Some homes have the master bedroom on one floor and all the other bedrooms on a different floor. Will you want the baby's room to be on a different floor than your bedroom? And then will the yard fit a swing set? Or are there any parks nearby that have playground equipment? While you don't want to buy more home than you can afford, you certainly don't want to outgrow your house too soon. So these are 5 tips that you should remember to check before you buy a home to prevent a major case of buyer's remorse. In review, they are: tip number 1, the neighborhood at night; tip number 2, the daily commute; number 3, the CC&Rs; number 4, the kitchen, cabinet, door, and drawer count; and number 5, whether there's room to grow. I hope you found value in today's video. If you did, click that subscribe button now and click that reminder bell. That'll make certain you get notified when I post new videos. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. That's feedback to me that I'm giving you information of value. And last but not least, share this link with someone you know who can benefit from the information on this YouTube channel. If you have any questions or want additional information, you can find my email address and my telephone number in the video description section below. Call me or email me. I would love to hear from you. I'm Bob.Woolverton, your Northwest Realty Advisor. Every week I post new videos about buying, selling, or investing in real estate, as well as some home tours and listing videos. I'll see you next week.